So after learning the variables in Java, in this class we are gonna start the example about mathematic or arithmetic operations. So let's talk about all the mathematic operations first. If you know like addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, for the same example, there are many arithmetic operation. So how to do that? How to work? How to operate that in Java? After learning the variable, you will be able to do those operations by the help of Java. So let's first create a Java file. I'm going to create a Java file and starting a new public class. Okay, a method. Now I created a public class with its method. My file is called operation. So let's first define two mathematic variable. The first one is called number one. Its value is, for example, 7. Integer number 2, its value will be like 10. Now we have two values, number 1 and number 2. Now by this number we can operate all the mathematic operation. Okay, integer. I am creating a new variable addition. Its variable is integer. You know what does integer mean? Integer is a variable receiving the value like 2, 3, 9 without point. It means it will receive the natural values. Okay, the addition value will be number 1 plus number 2. Sorry, number 2. Now, here the addition point will know the Java that the addition will be add number 1 with number 2. Okay, let's create another one variable subtraction is equal to number 1 minus 10 will be minus 3, or number 2 minus 1 will be positive 3. Okay, let's number 1 minus number 2. Number 1 minus number 2 doesn't matter. Multiplication. Number 1 number 2. Let's go to division. Okay, what do you think? What is the type of this division variable? Will it be like integer? No, integer can't see the number which have dot. For example, if we divide 7 to 10, exactly the answer will be 1 point or a number. So here you cannot write integer. Okay, you can write the answer, the variable integer, but the answer will be not the exactly answer. Okay, if you want the exact answer, you should write double, and after number 1 divide to number 2. This will give the exactly number. Okay, now I written all the 4 operation. After compiling and running this operation, we are gonna operate some other operation that are more important than this. First, let's print this, and for printing let's write cout system print out. Okay, I'm writing addition of, or I can write number 1 number 2 is equal to. After writing a variable with a text, we should write here add, and after that addition. Okay, now it's working completely. Okay, let's also write system.out.print for all of these 4 operations. I'm copying and pasting all of them to not waste the time. Okay, minus multiplication division. Okay, let's here change its name subtraction multiplication. Okay, here I forgot its name. Double division is equal to, okay, division. Now it will work and print all of these. Okay, I'm going to my file. Now let's compile first, and after we can run it. Okay, to compile it we are writing Java C with operation dot Java. It compiled, and now we can run it. Operation. Here is the exactly output. Now here you see number 1 plus number 2 is 17. Number 1 minus number 2 is minus 3. Number 1 multi number 2 is 70. Number 1 divide to number 2 is 0 0.0. Why it comes 0? So let's see it. Number 1 and number 2, it is double, even though, okay, let's here write double. Okay, I forgot just this thing. Now let's compile Java C operation dot Java operation. Now it is working. So when you when you are using the division, don't forget to write the double before writing the operation here. That will help you to write the exact number. Now you know all the four mathematic operation. Okay, now let's do another thing. I will just show you something else. That is, let's include this in a comment. Okay, for example, for example, x. I'm writing. I want to use these two to show you something. If you let's change its value. If you divide the number 1 to number 2, if you just divide the number 1 to number 2, and how much will be the minus? How much will be the minus? If, for example, now this is just a small example. 11 divided to 10, it will 1, and the minus will be 7. It should be divided like the full number. For example, if there are 10% and you have 17 apples with yourself, and you give one apples to each person, so there are 7 other apples that stayed with you. So for that reason we are using another operation. It's called sorry, I forgot. It's okay, we are using this operation. So let's write integer result is equal number 1, sorry, number 2. Okay, now when you divide the 17 to 10, the output will be 1 and the minus will be 7. For example, if your number is 20, number 2 is like 5. If you divide the 20 to 5, the answer will be 4. The minus will be 0. There will be nothing left to divide on 5 completely. It means completely, not like point. It don't need anything with point. It should divide something completely. Okay, if you divide something like 20 to 5, okay, it will divide 2, that will be complete, and the minus will be 2. What does mean? After dividing 20 to 5, 2 will be left. Let's print it. Result. Now you see here, the answer came to. Why it came to? When you divide 20 on 5, two number will be divided enough completely and two number will be left. Okay, Now you know Now you know the benefit of this point, the percentage. Okay, now you know enough on percentage, where can we use it and how can we use it. Remember that this is something very important in the next projects which we will be done. Okay, let's just I want to show you two other things that are very important. Now you see here the number one price is 20. I just want to add one number. How can we add? Okay, now here you just can write like 20 plus 1. You can do that. But no, I don't want to use this method. I want to use another method. I want to clean this. 20. How can I? I am just writing number 1, and if you want to add a number, you can write just two addition points and this 1 point. Okay, that will help that number 1 value will be changed to its value plus 1. Okay, now what do you think, how much will be its answer? Its answer will be 13. Let's print number 1. Operation 2 operation dot java operation, it will be 13. Now you got it. The same thing you can write for subtraction, number 1 2. So now how much will be its answer? Okay, after writing this, its answer came to 13. After writing this one, its answer will be came back 20. Now you know its benefit. Now we have the same two things that here you will not be able to know well, but is very valuable, very important for the next operation. That is, first I'm writing two addition point, after I'm writing number 1. The same like for multiplication, number 1. Okay, now you are so excited. Now you do know what was the difference between this and that. Now I can just tell you briefly that they are same. They are adding the same one number, but the difference is here that this is adding the first adding the value and printing its value, and this is first printing its value after adding one number. Okay, now here you don't know, I know you will not be able to know well because you don't have any briefly examples for it, and I cannot describe this thing here briefly to you because this is a little big class. So we will describe this in next few classes briefly, and you will know this exactly. Okay, for just don't remember this thing, don't need for you these two, just learn these two things, that number 1 plus 2, number 1 minus 2. These are the things that can add or subtract a number. Okay, now this was our class. I hope you will know very well. If you have any question, any problem, you can just write in comment for me, or you can send me an email. I hope, and I have a plan to provide many classes for you in depending to the software engineering department. I hope you will get benefit of this class. Thank you for now.